Hi everybody, I'm Christa, and you can't really see it in the video, but I am wearing an asexual flag sweatshirt, so that's really fun. Anyways, I wanted to talk today about asexual visibility and representation and how that affected my coming out process. So I figured out that I was asexual while I was in college. I was about 19 years old, and I wouldn't have been able to figure that out without the internet. Basically, what happened is a friend of mine posted a link to an article off a site like Everyday Feminism, and that article linked to another one about asexuality. And I remember thinking, hey, I should be a good ally and figure out what asexuality is. I'm a biologist. Up until then, I thought it had something to do with plants. Anyways, I get about 3/4 of the way through the article and I realize, oh, it's describing me. So the moment that I learned what asexuality is and that I am asexual are actually one and the same for me. Which is kind of a pity, because had I figured out what asexuality is earlier, I could have spent more time figuring out this facet of myself. And as a result, disseminating information about asexuality to the public is very important to me. My main motivation when I came out was to make this information more readily available and hopefully to help those who are not as far along their process as me. And a related issue to that is asexual representation in the media, having asexual characters in books and TV shows and movies. I remember when I was growing up, I could tell very early on that there was a difference between the way that I approached relationships and the way that my favorite characters approached relationships. I didn't have a word for it at the time, but I could tell that there was a difference. And if you fast forward to today, there are some asexual characters. It has gotten a little bit better, but there's still so many stories that need to be told, particularly those of aces of color or autistic aces or any sort of intersectional story like that. And this is important because it not only allows people to tell their stories, but it also validates other people who are going through the same thing. So that brings us to Ace Awareness Week, the most wonderful time of the year. And I love this week because it means I could be super obnoxious about my sexuality. But I do hope everyone watching this video is going to find a way to celebrate in some fashion, whether it's taking an article about asexuality and sharing it on social media, or seeking out a book with an asexual character and making a point to read it. Anything that we do is going to increase awareness and visibility of the asexual community. But even if all you're doing is watching this video, you're still increasing its popularity and you're still helping get the word out there. So, happy Ace Awareness Week.